You know that feeling, right? The hiss pops, tiny gas bubbles fizz out, and a cool mist escapes. Just 1 second, and all your stress melts away. That's not just a soda, that's Coca-Cola, the icon of joy, of hangouts, of every cheers in your life. Every day, 1.9 billion cans are cracked open worldwide, from schoolyards and movie theaters to offices and music festivals. But hey, have you ever wondered, what makes a can of brown liquid a global legend? Today, we're peeling back every layer, from a 1886 lab to robot-filled megafactories, to see what makes Coca-Cola the most powerful fizzy drink on Earth. The story kicks off in 1886 in Atlanta, Georgia, back when tonics, syrups, and miracle cures were sold at drugstores. There, a pharmacist named John Pemberton, a Civil War veteran, was tinkering with a headache remedy blending herbs, coca leaves, and cola nuts. That brown syrup, accidentally mixed with carbonated water, turned into a crisp, refreshing drink that hooked people from the first sip. No one knew that oops moment would launch the Coca-Cola legend. He sold the first glass at a tiny Peachtree Street pharmacy for 5 cents. And customers came back, not for medicine, but because it tasted that good. 2 years later, sharp-eyed businessman Asa Candler saw the potential. He paid $2,300 for the formula and turned the elixir into a global brand. Candler didn't just sell a drink, he sold joy, lifestyle, experience. The first Coca-Cola posters hit streets with the slogan, "Delicious and refreshing." From a 5-cent glass in Atlanta, Coca-Cola swept across America, then the world. Today, that formula, called beverage concentrate, is guarded like a national treasure. It's locked in a massive vault at the World of Coca-Cola Museum, behind fingerprint scanners, secret codes, and tons of steel. Visitors can get close, but no one sees inside. Only 2 people on Earth know the full recipe, and they're never allowed on the same flight. So if one goes down, the secret lives on. From a small pharmacy idea in 1886, Coca-Cola became the formula for happiness, delivering sweetness, fizz, and energy to every corner of the planet. So what makes Coca-Cola so addictive? The answer lies in a blend of science, art, and a dash of brand magic. On the can, ingredients look simple: water, sugar, caffeine, caramel color, CO2, and natural flavors. But simple is just the surface. The soul of Coke hides in 2 tiny words everyone sees but no one truly gets: natural flavors. That's the ultimate secret. Blended in a classified facility, then shipped to factories worldwide. All we know, it's a precise mix of plants, seeds, and essences, impossible to copy. Ask 100 experts, all 100 will say it can't be duplicated. Coca-Cola calls it the essence of happiness. Sounds dreamy, but it checks out. The light tang, deep sweetness, subtle caffeine bite, and herbal notes create a wow no other drink matches. And don't forget, 90% of Coke is water, not tap water, ultra-purified, filtered through nano layers and activated carbon to near-perfect clarity. At every plant, water comes from private wells, hitting the same global water standard, so Coke tastes identical in London, Mumbai, or New York, down to the milliliter. Next comes sugar. In the US, it's high-fructose corn syrup, fast-spreading sweetness that hits the tongue quick. In Europe and Asia, it's real cane sugar, deeper, smoother sweetness. Then caffeine, just enough to wake up your taste buds without the jitters. Finally, CO2, the soul of fizz. This invisible gas creates millions of tiny bubbles that pop in your mouth, the sound of instant joy. When it all blends, Coca-Cola isn't just soda, it's liquid emotion, a familiar friend everyone on Earth has a memory with. It all starts with the mystery concentrate, beverage concentrate, also known as syrup. This is Coke's heart, mixed in secret, shipped in sealed industrial drums. No guards, no vaults, just forklifts hauling the world's most valuable brown liquid. At the plant, step 1, mixing. Giant stainless steel tanks, 2 stories tall, roar as pure water floods in. Computers measure every milliliter of syrup and gram of sugar. No guessing, off by 1/10,000th, and the batch is trashed. Recipes vary by product. Coca-Cola Classic uses high fructose corn syrup. Diet Coke and Coke Zero add aspartame or acesulfame potassium. Sweetness, 0 calories. Everything dissolves, swirls, then flows through a maze of stainless pipes where temperature, pressure, and purity are monitored every second. When the flavor's perfect, it hits the fizz heart of the plant, carbonation. Pure CO2 is pumped in under high pressure, locking millions of bubbles into the mix, creating that signature hiss when you crack the cap. Skip this step? Coke's just caramel water, no magic. Before filling, bottles and cans go through lab-level cleaning. Even fresh from the mold, each is flipped, blasted with high-pressure filtered water, then dried with compressed air. Only perfectly clean containers move to labeling. At labeling, robotic arms dance, slapping the iconic red-white logo with millimeter precision. AI cameras spot any misalignment and yank the offender instantly. Next, filling, lightning fast. The mix is chilled to 41 to 43 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 to 6 degrees Celsius, cold enough to keep fizz stable. Fillers work non-stop, every nozzle dropping exact drops so every can is identical. Caps slam on with pneumatic robots. Glass bottles get the classic crown cap. Same design for over 100 years. Not done yet. Freshly capped bottles pass through a warmer zone to prevent condensation that could fog labels or damage packaging. Final check. Sensors, cameras, and lasers scan every bottle. Odd bubble, crack, off-level fill, out it goes, in a flash. No close enough, only perfect. When done, sparkling Coke bottles are trayed, shrink-wrapped, and robot-stacked onto pallets. Conveyors roll them to shipping, where container trucks wait. From here, the red cans begin their next journey, to supermarkets, restaurants, theaters, and parties worldwide. Stand in the plant, and you'll hear an industrial symphony, fillers whooshing, caps clicking, CO2 hissing, all in a never-ending rhythm. That's the heartbeat of Coca-Cola. But the journey doesn't end at the factory. That's only half the story. The other half starts when you walk into a fast food joint, theater, or stadium and hit the Coke button on the soda machine. There, Coke isn't from a can. It's mixed on the spot via the fountain system. The ice-cold paper cup you fill is syrup, pure water, and CO2 blended right then in seconds. Behind that red machine at McDonald's or Burger King is military-grade precision. It times every thousandth of a second to mix syrup, water, and gas in Coca-Cola's golden ratio. Water too warm, flavors off. Weak gas, no pop. At big chains like McDonald's, Coca-Cola engineers work directly with staff to hit the perfect feel. McDonald's uses stainless steel syrup lines, not plastic, to preserve temperature and flavor. Water's kept near 34 degrees Fahrenheit, approximately 1 degree Celsius, ideal for fizz and sweetness balance. That's why McDonald's Coke tastes different. It's not in your head, it's engineering. In theaters and fast food spots, you'll see next-gen machines, Coca-Cola Freestyle. Looks like a future soda vending machine. Touchscreen, glowing red, offering 100+ flavors with a few taps. Cherry Coke? Got it. Vanilla Coke? Yup. Even custom mixes, Coke plus lime plus raspberry, for Gen Z's love of personalization. Behind the screen, smart tech. Instead of big syrup tanks, Freestyle uses micro cartridges, tiny flavor pods. Pick a flavor, and the machine blends a microdose into base Coke with cold water and CO2 in milliseconds. Every pour is freshly made, unlike weeks-old bottled Coke. Coca-Cola calls this the perfect serve experience. Same first sip magic, whether you're at a hole-in-the-wall or a blockbuster premiere. They even have global tech teams checking machines, measuring gas, temperature, pressure, even foam vibration. Sounds over the top, but for Coca-Cola, keeping that hiss, chill, sweet, bold feeling universal is mission critical. Because Coke isn't just a drink, it's a perfectly programmed emotional experience. When you grab an icy Coke cup, straw in, condensation dripping, music pumping, every sense is triggered. The bubble crackle, light caramel scent, and tongue-tingling fizz hit your brain with instant dopamine. That feeling in New York, London, or Mumbai is eerily consistent, and that's what makes Coca-Cola more than a beverage. They don't just sell sweetness, they sell connection, a global shared vibe. If you think Coca-Cola has just one taste, you're standing at the first door of the Coke multiverse. Behind the classic red can is a massive flavor galaxy, from timeless to wild. Coca-Cola Classic, deep, familiar sweetness. Diet Coke, light, zero sugar, Coke. Zero sugar, full classic taste, no calories. Then cherry, vanilla, lime, each a different story for different fans. In the US, limited drops like Coca-Cola Starlight, Taste of Space, or Dream World, Taste of Dreams, send Gen Z hunting for Instagram-worthy cans. In Asia, Japan once had 60-plus variants, from yuzu and peach to espresso Coke. India likes it sweeter. Europe prefers lighter fizz. One brand, hundreds of shades, all unmistakably Coke. And of course, the Coke world goes beyond taste. They turn every can into a personalized experience, what younger generations crave. The Share a Coke campaign exploded globally. Bottles printed with names, nicknames, even emojis, so every sip tells your story. Some spots level up with toppings. Lemon slices, vanilla ice cream, even pink Himalayan salt on iced Coke for a weirdly good twist. TikTok takes it further. Coke mocktails, Coke espresso, dirty Coke with cream, turning a 130-year-old drink into monthly trends. And no matter how you mix it, with ice cream, coffee, or straight, the signature fizz and caramel finish scream, yup, that's Coca-Cola. From that innovation, Coke isn't just a drink, it's a canvas for everyone to paint their own style. From a tiny 1886 pharmacy vial to robot lines pumping out millions of cans daily, Coca-Cola isn't just a brand. It's an icon of joy, youth, and real connection. Every time you pop a Coke and hear that hiss, it's not just a can opening. It's 130 years of history still alive. It's the taste of first dates, scorching afternoons turned refreshing, and cheers with friends. Coca-Cola has traveled through time to become part of the world's collective memory. And now it's your turn. If you could pick one moment to crack open a Coke, when would it be?